Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is called What If Naruto Was a Reincarnation of Kang-won, Kang-won, Kang-woon. Now, this is part 2 of this What If. I think it was, 900 special. The last time I made it, this is, part 2. It's been 1 year since the last time I made it, probably 2 years because it's now 2023, but not the point. Let me actually continue on with this what if, because the last time I left it off was, the last time I left it off was where Naruto was knocked out. But let me go into a recap because it has been a while. I was thinking of redoing this what if, but at the end I just said, fuck it, let me just try to end it off. We'll finish it and end it off, but yeah. So, yeah. I should also mention, what's it called? So, of course, I did all that. Well, last time, this is the 900 special. I have two other what ifs that I'm going to try to finish. That is the panda one, and that is the what if Naruto was trained by assassins and samurais. I will try to finish those what ifs, throughout this week, and probably in the weekend. Those are the 3 what ifs. I am mostly focusing on my first channel right now, so yeah, mostly Lord Potato, because none of you know my second channel. I'm hoping. maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I will be focusing on these 3 what ifs. I'm not going to make any new what ifs. I'm just going to focus on old what ifs and not new ones at all. So of course I can finish however many I have. I think I have like 173 or something. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know how many what ifs I happen to actually finish. I have like most of the thumbnails and most of the videos still from the old recordings, but yeah, just so I can figure out what how many I have to do, or this or that. But yeah, I should also mention what's it called? What if Naruto was a manipulator of 3 people? I will continue that on, but I'm just gonna pause that one. And also, what if Naruto was Deadpool? I am also gonna continue that one, probably throughout this week, also. But not the point. Let me begin into the what if, and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, so we begin into Naruto. Wait. So sorry about the hiccup, but goddamn, not the point. Let me begin into the what if. Okay, so let me do a recap first. So what happened last time was, I mostly did kind of ramble on with different what ifs, but not the point. What happened last time was Naruto was born. He was born to have the 9 tails, the full 9 tails, while, Minato still sacrificed his life. Kushina also did the same. This is where, he was kind of treated horribly in the Leaf Village when he turned 8 years old and went to the academy. He was, bullying, all them other things. He was also beaten up most of the time. He passed out one day. Well, not one day, he didn't pass out. Mostly a necklace that is the shape of, what's it called? The necklace that appeared on Naruto's neck his whole entire life was a necklace that was kind of a black kind of shape. It was curved in like the top from the necklace, mostly the chain, and underneath was kind of sharp. But of course, in the middle was an eye. It looked like a white eye, but yeah, or mostly like an eye with a slit in the middle. But yeah, of course, this is where Naruto, when he was 8 years old, he awakened it, making someone appear. Now this person, I'm just going to name it Yami, because I don't remember his actual name. And he really doesn't remember his actual name, and the main character from Villain to Kill actually name him whatever. But yeah, for now, he's going to be named Yami. But that's not the point. It's a little shadow figure with an eye. It's like a familiar, whatever. If you know what a familiar is, then you know it's like a companion most of the time. Then that's what Naruto has. This familiar shows Naruto into his mindscape, not going to Kurama because, the familiar doesn't really know about Kurama. Mostly Yami doesn't know about that. But of course, met kang-woo. So that's what Naruto met. He met this person, of course, this was the original person who had the powers of, mostly from Villain to Kill. The original person who reincarnated to now reincarnated to Naruto after defeating, Money King. Okay. The last time since I did this what if, it was on chapter 23. Mostly that's how the most chapters it was. But right now it's on chapter 72. Or not chapter 72. I think it's chapter 81, wait. So it's on chapter 82. So of course I just read it a while ago. 82 just came out like today, and I just read it. But not the point. Of course, so there's like 4 different monarchs. If okay, let me explain this. So there's 4 different monarchs in what's called villain to kill. These 4 monarchs are the strongest villains in the entire world. Of course, not the point, but I'll just explain that a little bit. Because, well, in the chapter 27 really never talked about those monarchs until latest chapters. But yeah, but not the point. Kang-woo kind of did defeat those 4 monarchs in his original world, then came to this world after being reincarnated. Of course, this is where, well, sorry. This is where, well, after that, he did tell Naruto that he will have the powers of mostly the villain that he was in his previous life, and also the hero. But, in his previous life. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto understand, and of course, he got the power. He understand how to activate. Of course, he activated, but after he went to school. After going to school and of course getting kicked out thanks to a tuning because, well, Naruto was sitting quietly and the tuning just couldn't stand Naruto because he was annoying. Kicked him out. Of course, Naruto went outside and of course 3 bullies, 3 older kids are at least 12 years old, older than Naruto. As you mentioned, they were 4 years older than him. But of course, they started kind of bullying Naruto, which Naruto made him go into his villain mode. He got so angry, enraged, that he went into his villain mode. What he looks like, he looks just like, well, kang-woo, kang-woo, sorry. So yeah, that's how he kind of looks like. He looks to have black hair, like black jet hair. These like black kind of jets, like lightning symbols under his eye. His mostly eye does become darker, like Gaara's, like that whole dark round thing around his eye. Yeah, that's what Naruto has, like a little bit. But of course, this is where one eye goes blue and the other one goes yellow. And of course, one yellow eye is crackling while the other one is also crackling blue like light. This is where, well, Naruto's clothes changes to being black. 2 of his hands are like these bluish claws. And of course, his pants are black and shoes are black. Of course, the whisker marks are still there. Or, well, not still there. They actually disappear after he go villain mode. And because mostly when you go villain mode, you have to look differently from your actual, original self. So yeah. So that's what happens. Of course, Naruto's eyes, as you mentioned, they were slick while in this mode. This is where, well, Naruto rushes at the, bullies and killing them. Of course, after a while, Jonin's, Hiruzen, and others still managed to find them. And of course, Hiruzen told Anbus to try to steal his chakra away, which it wasn't the case. And of course, Hiruzen had to, well, not Hiruzen himself, someone like an Anbu hit him with a bow staff, knocking him across so many miles away. Now, Hiruzen thought it was just some rogue ninja just out here, and he's already dead. But of course, so I should have mentioned this, but Hiruzen didn't know this was Naruto. Mostly, he thought it was just some different person, but yeah. Of course, well, we go now into Naruto waking up. So Naruto started waking up, and of course, this is where Naruto waking up slowly. He blinks a couple times. He sees like this wood, and then he closes his eyes, opens it again, and of course closes them again. Opens them this time, and of course, this is where he gets up, wondering where the fuck he's at. This is where, well, he then looks towards the, left of him, and sees a girl with this pinkish hair. Of course, it's like a little bit whitish down. Wait, let me remember. So it's a little bit like darker pink on top of her head with like this like little bit of pinkish, like lightish pink near her, near down her hair. But yeah, it's mostly her hair isn't that long right now. So of course it's like near her kind of chin. But yeah, this is where, well, she has this like starry thing on her head. Mostly it looks like a, Mostly these two clippers are like an X, just holding onto her hair a little bit. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto's confused. And of course, this is where the girl seems to be in the similar age as him. Of course, she's wearing kind of this red kimono. But of course, this is where someone walks in. An older looking kid, older than Naruto. A boy wearing red, well, mostly not wearing red hair, having red hair, crimson red hair, and bluish eyes. The girl also had bluish eyes. But of course, he had a red kind of jacket, these black pants, and of course, these like black sandals. He was, what's it called, looking at Naruto. Of course, I forgot to mention, they both had kind of palish white skin. Mostly the girl had a lavender palish white skin, while the boy had kind of a palish white skin. But of course, he looks at Naruto. This boy seems to be the age of, well, 12 years old. A little bit older than his sister. This is where he has his hand in his pocket and looking at the, well, blonde haired boy. Also, well, not mostly blonde hair. It actually changed after a while. After going into his villain form, his hair actually just became black and yellow. This is where, well, he basically looks like a Orochi. No, I'm just kidding. But pretty much, he just has black and yellow hair. Like, mostly black, but with highlights of yellow. This is where, well, Naruto's confused. This is where his eyes are actually a very sapphire blue color, which the girl actually likes. Because, well, it's a little bit much more bluer than her eyes, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto's confused. He just looks at them so confused. He doesn't know who they are, where he's at. He doesn't even know who he is. He actually lost his memories. This is where, well, Naruto's confused. Now, I should mention the necklace is still around his neck. Well, not around his neck. It's right now like on the table on the side of him. And of course, well, he's wearing bandages around his body. And this is where he looks at them very confused. The older kid says, "Hey, you know how to talk or what?" This is where, well, Naruto says, "Yeah." This is where, well, the older kid says, "What's your name, brat?" This is where, well, the girl says, "Brother, is it really nice of you to tell him that?" This is where, well, the older kid says, "Cuff." He just scoffs a little bit. And this is where he kind of says, "Sorry about that, little sister." He kind of changed his personality a little bit. But yeah, this is where, well, the girl says, "Who are you exactly?" She then asks the question towards what to call Naruto. Naruto looks at her confusedly and just looks at his hands confusedly. This is where, well, he says, I don't know." This is where the older kid says, "What do you mean you don't know?" This is where Naruto says, "I can't remember. Where am I?" This is where, well, the older kid says, "Amnesia, damn it." Then again, the kid does seem to be in a crater when I found him, he thinks in his head. This is where the older kid says, "Come on then, get up from the bed." This is where, well, the girl says, "But brother, don't you think he's already hurt enough?" No, it seems that he healed really fast. This is where Naruto gets up, and of course, he feels a little bit better. This is where, well, it's been 3 days since he's been found and unconscious. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto, he kind of walks with the older kid behind him. Of course, the girl is like following next to Naruto, just behind her brother. And this is where she starts talking. This is where she says, "Hello, my name is, well, she says her name is Ninkam. Well, mostly, yeah, mostly Nimi, something like that. This is where, well, she then says that her older brother is named Yuken. And of course, both their names are just Kim. Mostly their last names are Kim, but yeah. But of course, well, she says, "So you don't remember your name?" This is where Naruto, he remembers the name, Kong, just Kong. Well, not Kong. Mostly, he remembers the name, well, Naruto, but then he didn't feel like saying his actual name, so of course he just thought of something else. It's where he thinks of his name, but he can't really think of any other name instead of, well, Yami. This is where, well, he says his name is Yami. This is where, well, that's the only thing that he remembers. This is where the girl says, "Oh, you're getting your memories back. Slowly, but you're still there." This is where, well, she smiles at, well, Naruto, and Naruto seems to be a little bit pinkish face. But of course, where, well, he smiles back also at her. With a gentle, a little fragile smile, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into Naruto and the others managing to get into a room. This is where an older looking man with kind of still having some reddish hair, it's a darker reddish hair, but it's turning gray. This is where the older man looks at, well, mostly his two children and the other child. A child with black hair and blondish hair at the same time, with these dark sapphire blue eyes. This is where he looks at his two children. The oldest one is still giving out this kind of like, he doesn't care look. Mostly a look that says, whatever. And this is where, well, he then looks at his youngest daughter, and his youngest daughter is smiling. This is where, well, smiling at him and also at the young boy. And this is where, well, he then looks at the young boy, and the young boy is smiling at her with a kind of fragile, a little bit broken smile. But of course, it's still gentle enough. This is where the older man says, "Hello there. My name is, I think, Psyker Kim." This is where, well, mostly Naruto looks at the older man and nods. This is where, well, the older man says, "What's your name, boy?" "Yami." This is where, well, that's the only thing that I can remember, except for Naruto, but for some reason he doesn't want to use that name. This is where, well, the other man says, "I understand, Yami. Is that the only thing you can remember?" "Yes." This is where, well, the other man says, "I see. Well then, how about you stay here in the village for a couple of days and see if we can figure out who you are." This is where Naruto nodded. This is where, well, the older man says, "But you're not going to live here for free. So you're going to have to work hard and live in here, okay?" This is where Naruto nodded. This is where, well, he then kind of tells his daughter to kind of like bring him back to the room. Well, mostly into his own room. And yeah, this is where the older kid says, "Why shouldn't I?" "Because I said so." This is where, well, the other kid scoffs a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, the little girl kind of smiles and of course grabs Naruto's hand and of course brings him towards, well, his room. Mostly the room is kind of in, well, mostly next to her older brother, but yeah. This is where, well, her older brother did kind of like said that would be his room and he would be moving to that room. Yeah. Mostly the older kid still has an overprotecting whelm about him to protect his little sister, but yeah. Even if the little kid is innocent or can't really remember who he exactly is, he can't trust Naruto because, yeah, he's a boy. It's the opposite gender from his sister, but yeah. This is what, well, we go into a couple of months of time skip. Mostly what Naruto has been doing in this village has been kind of like farming, working out with what's it called, with the animals and other things. Of course, he also went on hunting missions with, well, his kind of Oppa. He kind of calls it mostly at the same time. He kind of learns it from what's called Nimi to kind of call him Oppa, mostly the red-haired, older-looking boy. But of course, Naruto, he seems to be a little bit skilled in hunting and fishing. But of course, well, that skill was put to the test to see how far he knows about a lot of things by, well, you can say, seems that you know a little bit of stuff, but not much. You wouldn't survive that much here. That's where, well, Naruto nodded. This is where, well, Naruto still has the necklace, but he hasn't really put it on. This is where, well, he then kind of goes towards sleep, like, yeah. Well, mostly he went back home and still kind of looked at the necklace, but really not put it on. He instead had this very cheerful life. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into, well, about a couple of years, 2 years to be certain. Naruto still hasn't got his memories. It's been 2 years and now he's 10 years old. He learned a lot from Yuken about fighting style, well, mostly Psyker, about fighting styles, about ninjutsu, well, not ninjutsu, mostly kenjutsu and taijutsu, and like other things about like hunting, surviving, and other things. And of course, is where, well, he also started kind of teasing, well, Naruto and his daughter together with Naruto. This is where their faces were a little bit pink, but yeah, and of course, mostly his older son has been scoffing at that most of the time. Now his older son is now 14 years old. This is where, well, he is kind of seeing how, well, mostly Naruto and Nimbi are kind of like working out, but yeah, mostly kind of talking and being friendly with each other because they're still kids and they're still having innocent minds. This is where the older kid looks at his father and just scoffs and how he is most of the time, but yeah. Now, of course, this person is somewhat what's it called, like a lord? Well, kind of a small village, but yeah. This is where, well, it's a lord of a small village. Now, this village doesn't really know much about ninjutsu, but they know about kenjutsu and taijutsu, but ninjutsu is out of the question. This is where, well, the lord knows a little bit about ninjutsu, but he also does know a little bit about the Kenkai that he's from. Scorch release. This is where, well, or mostly it's not scorch release, it's just these random Kenkai abilities that, well, mostly they can possess their own clan, but yeah. And of course, this is where his daughter hasn't shown to see what kind of Kenkai she has, but his oldest son has been promised to have a powerful Kenkai called Scorch Release. This is where, well, him himself has also a Kenkai that allows him to use water. Very powerful water. Mostly it's called Storm Release, but instead of actually using like purple lightning, it's to bring like a storm of like rain. This is where, well, Naruto has not really have a Kenkai, but of course, most of the villagers sees Naruto as like a third child of, well, the Lord, but yeah, because Sakura is, well, technically the Lord of this village, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto, and, well, he kind of likes all the villagers here. He feels much more comfortable here than in his previous life. For some reason, he feels so uncomfortable with what's it called, remembering his past life, or just his past before he had this amnesia. But of course, well, we go into Naruto. Naruto, well, we go into a time skip about another, well, 1 year. A 1 year time skip. Naruto has actually became 11, and of course, this is where one day kind of happened to be the worst day of Naruto's possible life. Of just living. This is where, well, he kind of saw, well, mostly what's it called, his, well, somewhat friend figure, or mostly his like best friend figure, mostly the pinkish hair girl, named Nimbi, kind of got kidnapped. This is where, well, both Yuken and also Naruto, known as Yami, are pissed. This is where, well, Naruto has actually been showing promising skills to actually be using, well, Darkness Release. A little bit, but of course, Darkness Release at possible young age. So of course, is where, well, even though he's not part of a family, Sakura actually believes that Naruto is part of another clan, allows him to use darkness pretty easily. This is where, what's it called? This is where, well, we go into Naruto. Naruto and Yuken kind of went after the kidnappers. This is where Sakura says that he will hold down the fort while with the other knights, while Yuken and Naruto goes to kind of save, well, Nimbi. This is where Nimbi, she is right now in a cave, and of course she's right now knocked out and locked behind a shell. This is where, well, both Naruto and Yuken are going, but of course Naruto's actually made friends with other people in the village. Well, mostly just kind of somewhat like criminals a little bit. Naruto actually met these criminals. Well, they're not older than him mostly. They're similar, the same age. Well, mostly they're 12 years old. They're a little bit older, yes, than Naruto. But of course, he met someone that has black hair and of course black gloves. Of course, is where, well, he also has eyes mostly that are stars. Of course, his name is Black Star, but he just kind of calls himself Black Star. That's where another dude with kind of bluish hair, like jet up. Of course, he's like markings on his face, similar to like a shark. Of course, that's where he has sharp teeth, and his name is just Shark, Blue Shark, because that's what he just calls himself. and really they don't really tell about his actual name, but yeah. And then the guy that just has a mask, mostly a black mask, a black hat, wears all black, and of course is where he's just named Stealth. He really didn't want to. They really didn't like showing off their names, but yeah, they gave up on that pass of like showing off their like real names or anything. They instead goes with code names, and yeah. But of course, they're going to kind of go help Yuken and, well, Yami to kind of get what's it called, Nimi back. But yeah, or Numi, yeah, Numi. This is where, well, we go into, well, where, what's it called, Numi's being held. Yuken and Naruto are kind of going into, well, mostly a plan. This is where Black Star says, why don't we just rush in and beat the shit out of them? This is where, well, Yuken says, are you an idiot? This is where, well, Blue Shark says, dude, seriously, can you be more of an idiot or less of an idiot? Elf says, I can always just use my ability to kind of stuff in there while being noticed. This is where Yuken and Naruto nod at saying, yeah, that would be a good idea. This is where, well, Naruto, well, mostly Yami says, I have an idea. Maybe, this is where, well, Yami says, I can use, what's it called, my ability called Shadow Movement. Mostly allows me to move with shadows, mostly to get inside. I don't know if I can bring others. This is where, well, Yuken says, you have to bring me along. This is where, well, Yami says, I understand, Oppa, we gotta save her. This is where, well, Naruto tries, and of course he managed to just touch what's it called, Yuken, mostly his Oppa to kind of transform into shadows, and then just goes through, well, mostly underneath the cave, or mostly underneath the people, and get inside. Because there was a huge metal door there. And this is where Black Star and the others kind of just grins because they realize they can cause as much chaos as they want. This is where Black Star appears right now, sending a powerful punch, a glowing like yellowish color in his fist, smashing into one of the, what's it called, rogue ninjas. This is where, well, one of them tries to swing a sword straight towards, what's it called, Black Star. But this is where Blue Shark says, water style, water shark devour. This is where a water shark appears behind the guy, right now getting devoured in an instant. This is where, well, Silver appears right now stabbing onto two people with two blades that he has, but yeah. This is where they're causing as much chaos as they need to because, well, they need to buy time for both Yami and Yuken to get inside to say, fuck, I keep forgetting her name, wait. So, number, of course, this is where, well, mostly, what's it called? When they get inside, they see the jail cell kind of being open, and of course, Nobel, like, kind of, well, having her clothes still intact, but a guy there with, like, a sword, but of course, he had, like, this lustful grin, and of course, he says, you're going to be, this is where, before he even say anything, this is where something says, Scorch Release, Burning Rage. This is where, well, he's burning an instant. This is where, well, Naruto kind of picked up the guy's katana because, well, he was about to stab this bastard because he was pissed. This is where, well, both, what's it called, Yuken and also Yami were pissed, but yeah. This is where we go into, what's it called, Numbe. Numbe is just waking up slowly and says, Oppa? Yami-kun? This is where, well, they both smile and say, you're alive. Good. This is where, well, mostly Naruto says, you guys gotta get out of here. This is where Yuken says, I understand. What are you gonna do with the others? I can understand. I can escape. I will distract the others. This is where, well, mostly Numi kind of wake up and say, no, Yami, you can't. This is where Yami says, I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll catch up with you guys. Black Star and the others are right now causing enough chaos. I need to also manage to distract the other remaining rogue ninjas. This is where Yuken says, you'll be fine, right? Yeah, I'll be fine. This is where, well, Naruto is rushing and saying, hey, look at me, assholes, you can't get me. This is where, well, a bunch of people starts rushing towards him saying, get over here, you little brat. We're going to kill you, mother. This is where, well, Naruto is rushing. This is where, well, he's dodging attacks left, right, left, right, left, right. But yeah, this is where, well, they're saying, come here, you motherfucker. This is where, well, Naruto jumps down, up, down, up, down. He's just getting away from this guy. Well, not this guy, mostly this guys, because there's so many people rushing at him. But of course, you can manage to get outside. Numek tries to tell her brother to kind of, well, go back for Yami. But of course, you can say, he'll be fine. He's a strong kid. I believe in him for the time being. This is where, well, Numi kind of just size, but yeah. Her older brother is now 15, I should mention, not 14 no more, but yeah, 15. Because they're actually 11 years old. The others are kind of, well, now 12 years old, well, mostly blacks than the others. But of course, well, they're now rushing outside because they're actually also tired. And of course, this is where the bandits are confused. But there's chaos going inside, so of course, mostly the bandits rush inside. When Yuken and Numi kind of just manage to get away. This is where, well, we go into now Naruto, trapped in a corner. This is where Naruto looks at these people. These people say, damn, it's a brat. Whatever, we should kill him. What about the prisoner? She escaped. Damn it, we're going to fucking use her. This is where, well, Naruto says, what do you mean use her? He gets a dark look to his eye. Oh, we were planning to, well, mostly, I'm not gonna say the word, but mostly R. If you know what R stands, yes. Yeah, we're gonna do that. But of course, where, well, Naruto has a darker look. And this is where the person says, oh, we were gonna do that to her multiple times. But of course, then we were gonna sell her into the, what's it called, dark market to turn her into a slave. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto has a darker look to his eye. He's right now wearing the necklace, as you mentioned. He put on the necklace and nothing really happened. But of course, he has such a darker look to his eyes. This is where, well, they said, but you won't need to know that because when we get her back, we're definitely going to do that, but more times. More times than I originally thought. This is where, well, Naruto says, I won't let you. He right now clenches his fist. The sword still next to him. And this is where, well, he draws out the sword because he's right now enraged and says, I'll kill you all. This is where they all laugh and says, kill us? Ha! Whatever, brat. Kill him now. Make sure he's feeling torture before he dies and goes through the 9 realms of hell. This is where, well, all of them rushes at Naruto, and Naruto realizes that he will die. He will die. He won't be able to see Numi's face happy smile again. He was going to die. But he doesn't feel regretment. He actually feels happiness. That he found a family and other people that he can actually call family. And friends. In his previous life, for some reason, he felt pain, sorrow, and anger. And this time, he will feel pain, sorrow, and anger, but in death. He then looks at them. He then glimpses at all of them. They all turn into these ghost figures of laughing, but they're all kind of infernal fire. This is where, well, Naruto sees them all, and this is where, well, he then started getting memories back again from his past life. Mostly flashbacks or mostly flash things into his eye. You know when you're dying, you get a bunch of like flashbacks and other things, but yeah, mostly flashes about your life. Yeah, that's what's happening to Naruto. Memories are actually coming back. Naruto's remembering everything. Demon fox. Demon bastard. Die, you demon. Die, die, die. This is where, well, Naruto. He's right now, his eyes transform into yellow, and the other one going blue. But this is where the yellow goes actually into a ferocious orange color with a slick red in it, like a slick red eye. This is where, well, the blue one turns into a purplish color with a slick red eye also. Mostly the slick red, mostly the, you know, the pupil. It's slick and it's red. Well, of course, the bluish color turns a purplish color, ferocious purple color, while the yellow becomes a ferocious orange color. This is where, well, Naruto's hair turned fully black, or, well, mostly it stayed black, but of course it has this, like, darkish aura towards it. But of course, the yellow highlights turn into a crimson red, and has now a raging kind of aura towards it. This is where Naruto's clothes changes, going into his villain mode once again. This is where, well, once again in his life, his, what's it called, blue claws, mostly his blue gauntlets, turn a ferocious red, and the claws become sharper. This is where, well, his clothing is what's called all black, but then became crimson red. This is where, well, his, what's it called, mostly his face with the red, mostly the black markings, becomes actually what's called crimson red color. This is where, well, whiskers also appear markings. This is where, well, a cloak around him appears, a Kyuubi cloak. 2 tails spreads from his back. Right now, he roars in anger. The sword that he was right now holding was covered in the Kyuubi power, but of course erupted into blue flames. Well, dark, ferocious blue flames that just became crimson red flames. after becoming with the Kyuubi's power. This is where Naruto says, I won't let you touch anyone. This is where all of them just widen their eyes when they realize that Naruto is not a normal child, but one of the powerful Bijus that they heard that there were only rumors. That they only thought that villages, like powerful villages like the five great nations, only had them. But seeing this child right now in front of them just go into what they suspect is probably one of the great Bijus, they widen their eyes. They realize they die. They will die. This is where, Naruto sent his hand out and says, dark. He says, crimson red, mostly crimson red flames of darkness. This is where he just sent out his left hand out, and of course it just combusts into just these red crimson flames, but they had like a darkish aura towards it, and it just blows almost everyone away right now, sending them to ash. This is where, nothing but ash and just was a okay, random spam call, whatever. I don't really answer, I just waited until they like go away. But yeah. But of course, not the point. Let me go back into what if. But of course, where, he burns him, and of course, they're nothing but just corpse, but just turn into just burn corpse or just ash, Willie. Of course, this is where he sees the leader, and the leader is right now just afraid, scared for his life, looking at this ferocious looking Naruto. Naruto's teeth, they are sharp as well, a beast. This is where Naruto says, someone like you, so pathetic and so weak, shouldn't deserve to live. I, Yami, Uzumaki will kill you, and where you stand. This is where, Naruto swings his blade down, and right now cutting this man like it's nothing but butter. Just easily, a slice. This is where the sword right now did melt, destroyed. But of course, this is where, even though it melted, this weird looking little glass thing, like looks like, it looks like a diamond, just appear. This is where, this is where when Naruto picks it up, he says, what the hell is this? Someone said in his head, one next to his ear, that's a magic crystal. It's actually a real magic crystal. I can't believe in this world that actually magic crystals. Or just because I'm here, or mostly thanks to, since we're reincarnated into you, you're the only one to get real magical crystals. This is where, Naruto looks confused at the dark figure and says, who the hell are you? Wait, no, I know who you are, you're Yami. This is where the person says, yep, I am Yami. And you're Yami also. Which is gonna get confusing. Why did you pick that name? This is where, Naruto says, what do you mean? I'm not going back into looking like Naruto. No, everyone hates me. That's why I chose the name Yami. Even though I wasn't remembering everything and I had an amnesia, that won't stop me to just be called Yami. The ghost figure nodded and says, I understand then. Then, Yami here? I am, my name is now, instead of Yami, will be named. This is where the dark, little ghost thing says, then my name is Karum, and you could be named Yami. This is where, Naruto, known as Yami, nodded. This is where, Naruto says, I understand. Then Karum, what is a real magic crystal? If you eat it, you become stronger. Your mana will become even powerful. Thanks to the 9-tailed flow of power, it looks like your mana increased to a lot. You used to have 500, magic points, magic spell points. Now, you'll have over 22,000 magic spell points. But yeah. This is where, Naruto looks at it and just widens his eyes. Sees the tab up here, but yeah. This is where he smiles and says, that's a lot. Huh. Well, I'm going to be powerful then. This is where, Karum nodded. This is where Yami said, oh yeah, gotta get back to the village. When he rushes to the village after a while because he's running towards it, he sees one thing that shocks him to his core. The village is burning down. He said, no! This is where, he was about to rush in there, but someone grabbed him. This is where, it was none other than Yuken. Yuken says, calm down, Yami. We got here too late also. This is where, Naruto says, but this is where, he then looks behind him, and it's none other than Numi, who's actually asleep, like passed out. you can say she'd be fine. She was just horrified at the sight that we saw. Mostly I had to knock her out, but yeah. This is where he said, what about Black Star and the others? This is where Black Star and the others say, yo, we're here. This is where they're a little bit hurt. Mostly what's it called? Blue Shark has one of his arms kind of twisted and broken a little bit. This is where Stalker has a leg kind of shattered and he can't even move. But of course he's trying to heal it with his own abilities. And Black Star has both of his, well, mostly his face like bruised the fuck up. This is where, well, Yami says, what happened to you guys? An S-rank ninja attacked us. Very powerful indeed. He managed to knock us out of the way like if we were nothing. You can't manage to save us and like get away from them. This is where, well, Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto says, but what about Psych? This is where you can say he's dead. He tried his best to fight against the S-rank ninja. But we need to leave now. This is where Naruto nodded. This is where he decides to follow well the others and just leave. We go into 2 years later. We'll say 2 years later. Naruto is now 13, and he's right now in a base that's kind of hidden. Mostly it's a base that's kind of pretty good hidden, and he's kind of the leader of it. Now, of course, Naruto's now 13, and of course, well, he's a little bit taller than his original counterpart. Original counterpart. This is where, well, instead of being like 5, well, not even 5, like, what's it called, 4'9", he's at least 5'2". Sorry about burping. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto's somewhat the leader of this organization because he found out after a while, but yeah, he's only 13, but he's pretty good at commanding people what to do. This is where, well, he has, well, two commanders, mostly two commanders of this group. One is Yuken, and the other is mostly this person with a black mask that has red eyes, but underneath is none other than, what's it called, well, unknown for people. Mostly Naruto knows about who they look like, but pretty much no one else knows. But mostly they go with a code name called, his name is Majin, but it's a fake name. But of course, this is where it has like a reddish crimson aura around him. And of course, having a bow tie, but yeah. This is where, well, he also has a coat and has a sword. Well, two swords next to him, but yeah. This is where one is crimson red, and it's called the Black Dragon Sword. The other one is kind of a blue, but white, and it's called the White Tiger. This is where, well, with that happening, Naruto kind of has them as two commanders, while underneath all of them are just different, what's it called? Well, other people. Mostly other kind of rankers, but yeah. They're mostly all villains that they're all called, but yeah. This is where next to, well, Naruto is a girl with pinkish reddish hair that she's not really a part of the organization, but she still account for money a little bit, but other things. That's where she has reddish hair. When it's going down, it's kind of pinkish, like a, well, mostly it's like pinkish reddish hair on top of her head. Mostly a little bit lighter pink in the middle of her hair, and not all the way down. It's like a very brightish pink. This is where, well, her name is Numi, and of course, where, well, she's kind of the assistant with what's it called, Naruto. They are both 13, but yeah. Even one of his commanders, mostly the second commander, is 13. Mostly the other people are actually the age of like 15, 16, even older and above, but yeah. Now, Yuken is the age of, what's it called, well, the age of 16, not 16, 17, but yeah. But you get the point. This is where, well, Naruto made this organization for protecting somewhat the peace. Not really, they're mostly called villains, but you know what, he doesn't care. He would change the name or the meaning of villains to something better, but yeah. But yeah. But of course, this is where, well, with that happening, this organization has been standing for just a couple of months, but of course, there's been a lot of members and new members, but yeah. It's where Naruto has remembered everything and has also mostly told what to call his assistant manager about all the things that he remembers from his past life. This is where his assistant manager feels bad and of course hugs Naruto. Now they've been best friends for a while, but yeah. This is where, well, for right now, I'm going to end it off here for part 2 of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of kang-woo. So yeah. But other than that, I will end it off here. Hope you guys like it. Probably not. I probably fucked it up on some things. But other than that, I'm going to continue reading on what's it called, Villain to Kill. And also, yes, I realized that half my old videos are usually play with old, well, mostly not old music, mostly play with music, and I know it's a little bit difficult for me to be heard, but yeah. That's why I'm gonna stop hearing music. Either I'll be hearing music through me headphones, or not me headphones, you know, fucking me headphones, or just earbuds or whatever. It's just so you people won't be bothered with it. But yeah. But other than that, I'm gonna end it off here. Part 3 will be whenever. Now I'm going on with the Panda What If, and then also the Assassin / what's it called? Samurai one. But yeah, other than that, bye.